UART outputs are created using the serial class on the Mbed API. A serial object is created using the constructor, and we need to specify both the transmit and receive pin. So on the LPC 1768 there was 4 UARTs, so you can use pins 9 and 10, that's one kind of UART, 13 and 14, 28 and 27, and USB TX and USB RX. So if you try and use any of the pins that don't support the UART, an error message will be sent over the serial port, and the onboard LEDs will also flash. So printf messages are sent over the USB serial link with a default 9600 bits per second baud rate. So when these are sent over the USB serial and it's connected to a PC, you need to be running special software on the PC in order to receive and display those messages. So if you do write some code and you create one of these serial objects, you can use printf. So for example, you could do serial.printf hello world, and that will send strings of characters over the serial port. And it's also possible to send individual characters using just put C. So for example, in here, in this example, we're just looping over all the ASCII characters. So the printable ASCII characters, so the control characters you can't print, you can only print the printable ones. So we're going to start, let's start at 0x21 and the end at 0x7e. So it's going to loop over those characters and then print each one in turn using put C, just with a small delay in between. And then we can also use a baud method to set the baud rate. So in this example, we've set the baud rate to 9600. So this actually isn't needed because the default value is 9600. So if you don't set the baud, it will default to 9600. But if you want to use a different baud rate, you can do. So the maximum typically is 115200. And then so you just need to make sure in the kind of serial software that you're using to receive the messages that you set the same baud rate. You need to have the same baud rate on the transmitter and receiver in order for it to work correctly. So that example's saw how we can send messages. We can also receive messages sent to the microcontroller of a serial, and we do that using getC. So that's obviously this, it's the opposite of putC. So putC, we will essentially transmit one character, and with getC, we'll receive one character. So we use the readable method. This tells us whether a character has been received, and then then we can actually receive it then. So in this example, so we've got our serial object, and they're inside of a while one loop because we need to be constantly, you can't just listen once, you need to be constantly listening for a message. Then we've got this if statement, so if serial.readable. So this will check if a character has arrived at the microcontroller and then return true or false. So if it's false, nothing will happen. Then we'll just go back to the beginning of this loop. So effectively, we just keep listening, keep checking this readable method. And as soon as the character arrives, this will then be true. So we'll go inside of this statement, and then we can receive the character. Use .getC. So it will read the character from the serial port, and here then it'll store it in this variable we've created, char C.